The mysterious origin of the Illuminati. Imagine a group so secretive that, even centuries after being banned, it still sparks fear, wild theories, and endless suspicions of pulling the strings behind world events. We're talking about the Illuminati, a secret society born in 1776 in Bavaria, what we now know as Germany. Its founder, Adam Weishaupt, wasn't some movie-style sorcerer or shadowy conspirator. He was actually a professor of canon law. His original idea was to fight against the heavy influence of the church and superstition, pushing instead for reason and intellectual freedom. But don't be fooled. This project to enlighten the world quickly took on a darker edge. Secret meetings in the woods, mysterious symbols like the Owl of Minerva, and ambitions to influence monarchies and governments gave the Illuminati the sinister reputation that still follows them today. And here comes the first big question. If the order was officially dissolved in 1785, how come so many people still believe they never really disappeared? Illuminati and Freemasonry. Coincidence or conspiracy? One of the biggest historical mix-ups is the supposed link between the Illuminati and the Freemasons. While Freemasons began as medieval guilds of cathedral builders, the Illuminati cleverly used Freemasonry as a gateway to spread their influence. The result? An explosive mix. Two secret groups, similar symbols, and private meetings. No wonder suspicions snowballed. In 19th century America, paranoia got so intense that a whole political party was born just to fight the Freemasons, the anti-Masonic party. But here's the detail that fascinates historians the most. If the Illuminati really did infiltrate Freemasonry, how many secrets might have been hidden behind the excuse of Masonic rituals? And here's another one. Could the famous all-seeing eye on the US dollar be a Christian symbol, or a calling card left behind by the Illuminati? How do you join the Illuminati? Forget online invitations or social media scams. Back in the 18th century, getting into the Illuminati was no easy feat. You needed wealth, a solid family reputation, and the approval of every member already inside. But even that was just the beginning. The group had a complex hierarchy that felt straight out of a cult. You started as a novice, then moved up to Minerval, and eventually became an illuminated Minerval. Later, the order expanded into 13 levels of initiation, each more mysterious than the last. Now picture it. Powerful nobles, wealthy elites, and brilliant intellectuals climbing this ladder step by step, with every rank unlocking new secrets, new oaths, and of course, even more mystery. But the hierarchy was just the surface. What really bound members together were the secret rituals and dangerous confessions. Much of what the Illuminati practiced remains unknown, but confiscated 18th century documents reveal chilling details about their initiation rites. A new member had to hand over a list of every book they owned, confess their weaknesses, and even name their personal enemies. Only after that could they move up the ranks, and it didn't stop there. Members swore to put the society's interests above their own. Think about it, surrendering your mind, your deepest secrets, even the names of people you hated. Doesn't that sound like the perfect recipe for conspiracy theories? The lingering question is, were these rituals just symbolic, or were the Illuminati really planning to use this information as leverage and control? The all-seeing eye, God symbol or Illuminati mark. Ever notice that eye inside a triangle on the US dollar bill? That's the Eye of Providence, originally a Christian symbol representing God watching over humanity. But over time, it started showing up in all kinds of places. In churches, in Masonic temples, and even in historic documents like France's Declaration of the Rights of Man during the Revolution. And here's where the confusion kicks in. Many believe the Illuminati hijacked the symbol as proof of their dominance and global surveillance. There's no solid evidence of that, but the association stuck in the public imagination. Which brings us to the theory. If Goddess Eye was rebranded into a symbol of absolute power, could the Illuminati have left secret clues hidden in monuments and official documents? Do the Illuminati control the world? If you Google it today, you'll find thousands of people swearing the Illuminati are behind governments' wars, and even the pop music industry. According to the theory, they're so discreet they can move pieces on the global chessboard without anyone noticing. But does history actually back that up? The truth is, The original order, founded in 1776, probably only had moderate influence on European politics of the time. Still, the fact that they managed to infiltrate among nobles, intellectuals, and Freemasons was enough to plant suspicions that lasted for centuries. And here's the core idea. Maybe the Illuminati never really controlled the world, but the belief in their power is so strong that in a way the myth itself became reality. Which leaves us with the final question. Who exactly were these men and women bold enough to challenge kings and the church? And were there famous names among them? Famous members, geniuses, or conspirators? At their peak, around 1784, it's estimated that the Illuminati had between 2,000 and 3,000 members. And they weren't just Adam Weishaupt students. The roster included doctors, lawyers, nobles, and influential intellectuals. One of the most cited names is Baron Adolf von Nigger, a former Freemason who played a key role in expanding the order. And then there are the rumors. Whispers that Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, one of Germany's greatest literary geniuses, might have been involved. While this has never been confirmed, the mere suspicion has been enough to fuel the legend. Think about the impact. Brilliant minds of the time gathered in secret meetings, debating ideas powerful enough to reshape society. But here's the question. At what point did these discussions stop being harmless philosophy and start becoming a threat to kings and the church? The fall of the Illuminati. The order's rapid growth drew too much attention. In 1784, Karl Theodor, Duke of Bavaria, banned any society not sanctioned by the state. The following year, he passed a law explicitly outlawing the Illuminati. The crackdown was brutal. Arrests, seized documents, and heavy accusations of atheism, subversive practices, and even instructions for abortion. This scandal cemented the Illuminati's image not just as a political threat, but as a moral and religious menace as well. Adam Weishaupt was expelled from the University of Ingolstadt and forced into exile. What looked like the end of a secret society became the perfect fuel for the birth of an eternal myth. But if the order was officially destroyed, why are we still talking about it centuries later? What kept the legend alive all this time? The fate of Adam Weishaupt. After the collapse of the order, founder Adam Weishaupt lost everything. His teaching post, his influence, and even his personal safety. Exiled from Bavaria, he spent the rest of his life in Gotha, Thuringia, where he died in 1830, far away from the spotlight. What's curious, though, is that even without power, he never abandoned his Enlightenment ideals. For some, this proves that the original Illuminati were nothing more than a philosophical movement. For others, it suggests that Weishaupt quietly continued his mission in the shadows, leaving behind followers scattered across Europe. Which leads us to a chilling thought. If the society really ended, why did the Illuminati myth only grow stronger after his death? The birth of the conspiracy myth. By the late 18th century, the Illuminati stopped being just a historical memory. They became the centerpiece of a conspiracy legend. In 1797, Jesuit priest Augustin Baruel accused the order of being behind the French Revolution, spreading the idea that the Illuminati sought to destroy both the church and the state. Not long after, even US President George Washington mentioned the Illuminati in a letter, writing that he believed the threat had been contained. Far from calming fears, his words only fanned the flames of suspicion. Books, sermons, and pamphlets began portraying the Illuminati as the hidden architects of global chaos. Even figures like Thomas Jefferson were falsely accused of being members. And here's the crucial point. Once a secret society disappears, it stops being just a group of people and becomes the perfect ghost to blame for any major historical event. The Illuminati in pop culture, from chaos to fame. Even centuries after their official downfall, the Illuminati refused to die, at least not in the public imagination. In the 1960s, the book Principia Discordia, and later the Illuminatus trilogy by Robert Anton Wilson and Robert Shea, turned the order into a countercultural icon and the poster child for modern conspiracy fiction. From that point on, the Illuminati were linked to everything from the assassination of John F. Kennedy to Satanism and secret pacts with the powerful. Pop culture only made it bigger. Dan Brown put them in his best-selling novel Angels and Demons. Celebrities like Beyoncé and Jay-Z were accused of being members, and the all-seeing eye became shorthand for Illuminati control, showing up in music videos, album covers, and of course, internet memes. Which brings us to the biggest theory of them all. Maybe the Illuminati never vanished. Maybe they just changed their name. The New World Order. For millions around the globe, the Illuminati are seen as the key to understanding the theory of the New World Order, an alleged global elite secretly plotting to rule the entire planet. Presidents, bankers, pop stars, even athletes have been accused of being part of this shadowy cabal. The strange part? No one has ever managed to prove a single thing, and it's precisely that lack of evidence that keeps the myth alive. Here's the twist. Maybe the original Illuminati were nothing more than an Enlightenment-era secret club. But their idea, that truly conquered the world. Today, all it takes is a triangle in a music video or a celebrity's suspicious hand gesture, and millions will instantly shout, "Illuminati confirmed!" And so we close our journey with one last question. Are the Illuminati nothing but a collective invention? Or are they still out there, hidden in plain sight?